You may fire when ready.
What?
In this video, I'm going to try and 1v1 a nightmare level AI. That is the second hardest level of AI in Sins of a Solar Empire 2. And I'm going to do so using nuclear artillery. Before we dive in, I need to say a massive thank you to Stardock for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to get 30% off Sins of a Solar Empire 2 and support this channel, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description below. In fact, there is a Stardock Summer Sale on right now at Steam, and you can get up to 90% off different Stardock titles. Sale ends 10th of July. I'm going to play on a random 2-player map. That means we'll have between 20 and 22 planets, just a single star. Minor factions will be in, there'll be no wormholes, and we won't know what we're going to get until we dive in. I'm facing off against a nightmare AI. This is the second hardest AI in the game, and I will need to bring my A game. The bonuses this AI will get are very much stacked against me. To take on this nightmare AI, I'm grabbing the tech primacy. This is the normie humans with their rebel faction. I want to try and work up to getting the Novalith Cannon. This is a massive cannon able to bombard other planets in different gravity wells. If I can get a few of these up and running, we should be able to blast aside any enemy. Though of course I still need to be able to deal with their fleets. Unlike the Tech Enclave, I won't be getting access to any garrison, so that means I won't get any automatically created frigates and cruisers to defend my space. The Tech Primacy do get to steal some ships from the pirates and use some spicy pirate abilities. That will only work if we get the pirates spawning. These are the settings I'm using if you'd like to follow along at home. I'm going to start with a very standard opener here, grabbing the Akan battle cruiser. This one has the colonize ability, so it can go out, destroy some despicable neutrals, and then colonize the system. I'm also going to grab one more scout corvette. That's going to give us the ability to actually scout all 3 of the adjacent gravity wells to our starting Terran planet. The traders, of course, rely heavily on our economy, so I need to boost my commerce, and I'm going to boost mining, and I'll probably go back and boost commerce again to get the ball rolling. Let's also grab a civic and a military research station so that we can start unlocking the tech tree as soon as possible. Orbital commerce will unlock trade ports, allowing us to get access to trade our special tech ability that's basically going to be boosting our economy further. I must be ever mindful that we have to keep up with the AI, so I need to colonize these worlds as fast as possible. To do that, I'm going to target the Krosov siege frigates first, because once they're taken out, I can then colonize the asteroids or planets, and there'll be no ships left in the system that can deal damage to that colony. Gyomus has been colonized. It has a stable debris field which grants us a few more credits. That's awesome. I'll throw out commerce and mining straight off the bat alongside building a trade port, just as soon as the construction ship can get over there and start it. Our second colony here, Velmir, also has a stable debris field. That's really boosted our credit income. We're now making 36 every second, though metal is definitely our main resource that we kind of lack right now. The Nightmare AI has arrived in our capital. That is a Prova Scout Corvette, meaning we are facing the tech. I'm not quite sure yet if it's the Tech Enclave or the Tech Primacy. If it's the Enclave, this is going to be a brutal slogfest, because they are the most defensive faction in the game. The volcanic planet and the northern asteroid are now secure. We've got 5 gravity wells around us, all aligned and all assisting in our economic production. We're up to 6 trade points. I can spend these points, these exports, to get more credits, 2 per point, metal 1 per point, or crystals 1 per point. And we can shift this around as and when we need it. Right now I seem to need more crystals, so we'll move over to that for a little. On each planet I've been using the survey action, mainly because this gives me a chance of getting some exotics, and I can use those exotics to build capital ships. I need more capital ships. The enemy right now probably has 3 if not 4. I have 1 and I'm on my way to number 2. I have to admit, the Coal Battleship is simply magnificent. I think it's my favorite capital ship in the game. You might have different opinions, but it's just so good. Especially with that experimental beam on the front that can go zap. It has an adaptive force build to reduce damage taken, and We can also get a Fusillade. It is not a support capital ship. This is a monstrous combat capital ship. I suspect the evil AI is going to have lots of capital ships, as I just said a moment ago. The Gorse frigate is very effective against heavy cruisers, capital ships, and structures. It has a high pierce weapon that really has quite long range and can knock out the enemy. I'm going to research that and then build a bunch of them. Hopefully it's enough. It will be hard to say though. We have intel on the enemy 2 minutes ago. They were here at this ice world with 1 cold battleship, 30 frigates, and 5 flak frigates. Right. I'm going to need more frigates. I'm going to need more capital ships. I'm going to need more of everything, I think. I've ordered another cold battleship. And I'm building out here in the gravity well of this barren planet a heavy factory and a light factory. In fact, you know what? Let's get another light factory. Hopefully I'll be able to pump out enough ships here to actually defeat this large fleet when we come into contact. That's from only 1 minute ago, right? Okay. When they jump in here, I believe, to this barren planet, we need to jump in afterwards. Oh, wait, they've gone the other direction. Let's double check what's happening when our scout gets back. They've jumped over to this asteroid. Right now, their military and economy is bigger than ours, but we do have more research. Damn it, we failed on a bid there. We lost out by 1 because I'd spent some influence on throwing out one of these lovely Gorse platforms. That means the AI has now monopolized the metal market, so I actually can't buy or sell metal for another 570 seconds. That's bad. Pranas United, probably my favorite minor faction, have some awesome, cheap influence abilities. We can get emergency Gorse platforms. I've already got some of those. And we can also get unassailable fortresses that will grant 5,000 planetary health and 10 extra military slots. I've plopped those down on my foremost worlds right at the front there, so those planets can have maximum health. I could also, if I wanted to boost up the speed at which those planets get their health up, grab Catastrophe Recovery. That's going to give me another 20%. Overall, we're kind of looking solid right now, though we could be better. Harker heavy cruisers are better all around than my regular ships, so I think I'm going to grab the unlock for that. Going to take me 360 seconds, which is quite a while. I can boost that by increasing my research rate though. So I'll get a research rate boost on my capital. And where else would be a good idea? That's civilian, maybe the ice world. That's all civilian. The military world, yes. The molten world is going to give me a boost again to military research. That's a geomagnetic planet. That's really quite a good planet. I don't quite have enough to take that on, that fleet. Maybe I could try that. That's 280. We've got 325. You know what? Let's risk it for a biscuit. Unlocking Argonov star bases means I can plop down one of these monsters. Let's do it. This represents probably the best defensive structure we can put out here. This forward post is, I'm hoping, the forefront of their attack. Yes, look, there's 356 supply around the star. They are going to get more worlds than us, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but we should push one attack. Let's go for one little attack here, see if we can manage it. I cannot forget about my economy, though. I have to keep doing economic research. I should really look at getting the exotic refinery. You know, actually, I think I'll grab that next. First off, I've gone for huge cargo hold. That gives us a 25% boost to all of our trade income points. That basically is like getting another 2.5 points for free at this point, and it was cheaper than building 2 trade depots. Well, the enemy have arrived. I think it might be reasonable at this point to pull back. They've got defenses and a large fleet equal to ours. I'm pulling back. The whole fleet's going back. Hopefully these enemy ships will chase us and follow us over to the starbase, where we instead will have the advantage. Unfortunately, they haven't followed us. They instead kind of went to the central star system. I won a contract with the black market, and I got a whole host of Endurium. The Endurium lets us build more star bases. I want to have some solid defenses before I risk another push. And now we settle into Restless Nights. I'm fortifying 2 systems, 2 borders at the same time. Hopefully it'll be enough. We're simply staring at each other. Their main fleet is at the center of this game here with 900. Ours has slightly less, 901. There's at 924, but we are bringing those numbers up. Unfortunately, we didn't win the crystals. Oh god, is that more ships? Right. Well, they've got more than 900, that's for certain. We're now an hour in and the staring contest is getting worse and worse. We're up to 995, they're at 1009. They have 6 capital ships to our 5. I'm about to get Quanian forging though. Once I've gotten that and I've pushed my military research up to 15, we can start bombarding their planets from afar. Hehehe.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
One lonesome garrison heavy cruiser decided to come and brave our defenses. Oh, it's followed by a second. I suspect it's going to die quite quickly. And the crew of this ship will know the meaning of pain. Oh gosh, they've built a Titan. We don't have a Titan. That's very not good. I'm kind of ready to start building my Novalith Cannons, but I'm not that ready. This is concerning. Very concerning. We're going to need more. All right, let's put down a Novalith Cannon. This way, we're going to give them something to be afraid of. They may have a Titan, but we're going to have the mighty Novalith. This monster can shoot from this gravity well. Quite a large range indeed. Definitely be able to hit here, maybe even shoot at their capital. I think we'll have to fight fire with fire, so I'm also going to build my own Titan foundry right outside our capital planet. That's relatively safe behind the front lines, but not that safe. I could make it safer by getting some phase inhibitors. Yeah, let's do that. A brave scout is heading off to the enemy capital. We're going to get some vision on it. I want to see if they have planetary shield generators already. If they do, I think that will somewhat negate our super weapon. If they don't, we're going to be in for a great time. That is a very well-defended capital. There's a massive garrison here and massive levels of defenses. Oh my good god. Where is their Titan, though? Oh god, they've moved to a different place to attack. We're going to have to pull our fleet back from there. Bring it to here, I think. Yep, they're definitely on the warpath here. What kind of a level are we talking? 1,000 supply worth. Okay. Right. But we have built and completed our Novalith Cannon. Does 5,000 damage. The range isn't amazing. We can't hit the capital, but we can hit this neighboring world, which has 9,000 health. It's preparing to fire. And there we go. It shot a shell right along the jump lane. This is a very fast-moving, very solid projectile. It's basically unkillable. It's got massive armor and hull, 12,000, 14,000 apiece, and look at the speed it's going. Boom! That is a solid hit. We're going to try and hit the damn thing again, hopefully killing the planet. Their Anchor-Long Titan doesn't actually have that many upgrades right now. Should mean we're still in with a bit of a fighting chance. Okay, they brought in their Titan. We've got our main fleet. This is going to be the battle. I want everyone to pull back to the starbase, and then we're going to try and knock out whatever we can. It looks like the enemy is pulling back. That's excellent news for us. We've only lost one Cobalt Light frigate, and we are taking on a lot of these ships. I want to go for the heavy cruisers, I think. Let's try and knock some of those out. They've left one capital ship behind. Do I have anything that can slow it down? Not really. But we might be able to kill it before it jumps. Yes! We got it. That is a resounding victory for our defense. That was our big cannon doing. Oh, it's chosen a new target. It's fired over here. Ah, this only has 2,500 health. So we should be able to knock the planet out in one hit. Good god, this planet, the Geomagnetic, has 19,000 health. Oh my lord. One hit, one kill. The population there, I assume all dead. But that's exactly what our terror weapon should be doing. We'll sit behind our fortress and let the enemy wash over it as we hit them with round after round of our Novalith Cannon. What I really need to do is get to level 5. Then at level 5 on my military research, I can increase the range from 15 astronomical units up to 40. That might bring us in range of their capital. Oh, the enemy has come to here now instead. Okay, we're not in position for this. I'm going to have to make some movement quickly. Luckily, we do have an armed and mostly operational starbase. And as soon as our main fleet gets here, it shouldn't be that long. They are at the jump point. Okay, they're jumping now. Oh god, and they're hitting the planet. Not good. Here we are. We've arrived. We're targeting the Martsa Dreadnought. We're going to try and take that down. Once we've got one down, I suppose we can go for some of the others, like the torpedo cruisers. Let's set our bombers into attack position on the torpedo cruisers. Uh-oh, they're starting to put down star bases with planetary shielding being on the research agenda. I think we'll need to push in a moment. I think we'll need to push to attack. They are back again. Whilst they attack us, I think I'm going to push an attack on them. Okay, no, they've taken out the shields on the starbase. That's not good. I can't afford to lose my defenses. We're pulling back. We're pulling back. We're going to attack them here. And then I think we might give chase afterwards. I've located a new target for the Novalith. Apparently it has 5,000 health or less. If we hit this one, it should go kablooey. I have got the planetary shield now up around Thessalia, which is our ice moon. This is where the enemy Titan is. I think I might try once we get low enough. Yes, they're destroying some structures. I'm going to put an FTL inhibitor in here. I think the research is coming soon. Not quite yet. I'll pop that there. Oh, no, 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 no. They're knocking it down. They're knocking it down. The orbital path has changed. Instead of being one jump, it's now 3 jumps to get there. That's really quite diabolical. The reinforcements are almost there. We are inches away from helping. The starbase is now crippled. That it represents a significant investment. I don't want to lose it. No, no, no. This may have cost me the planet and possibly the entire military campaign. The starbase just fell. Finally, the reinforcements are arriving though. So here we are. We are in and amongst them. Whoa, those are some big shots there. The capital ship has arrived. The Titan has arrived and it is angry. We're in a Titan versus Titan fight, but we have the larger fleet. Should pull back some of our capital ships, which are starting to get damaged. Let's get an FTL inhibitor up. And a starbase. How quickly can we get that FTL inhibitor up, I wonder? Now they're trying to take out our core defensive system with the Novalith Cannon. I think this should be a bit more challenging for them. We are bringing our fleet back. I was not expecting them to do that, to be perfectly honest. It's going to be a number of jumps before we can get there as well. Oh, goodness me. And I have not built a phase jump inhibitor yet, but I'm on it. So everything here should eventually be stuck, and then we can destroy it. Once we wipe this fleet out, I can then push the attack back in the other direction. 16% on that phase inhibitor. They're attacking our factories and stuff. That's not exactly a big deal. We don't need those in order to get things built. So it's actually more just kind of good cannon fodder for them to keep firing at while the rest of my fleet has time to arrive and this phase jump inhibitor is built. Here we are. We have arrived. We start by taking out these despicable torpedo cruisers. The cruisers are actually really, really nasty. Very good at attacking our structures, of which we have a lot in this system. There we are. They are all wiped out. Actually, you know what? Let's target everything, every single weapon onto the Titan. And I'm going to start stacking modifiers. So the Martyr Dreadnoughts have precision targeting. I can hit the enemy with that, granting 30 seconds of plus 30% bonus damage. And that bonus damage is doing a lot of work. We've knocked the shields out. We're breaking down the armor quite quickly, actually. Oh, and there's a big shot there from our Ragnarov Titan. The piercing shot is particularly nice. The Ancolon is now crippled. We are pummeling it with everything. Absolutely every weapon we can bring to bear on this monster. With it knocked out, the enemy then have to face us without a Titan. The Battle of Aegina is almost over, and we've achieved pretty much a complete rout. This phase jump inhibitor prevented the enemy leaving the system, which meant we could then hit them hammer and anvil style between the starbase and the Ragnarov Titan. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely dominant. With that victory under our belt, now we push forwards. The enemy are trying to distract us. They have paid for a minor faction, the Vertac Transport Cabal, to jump in and attack Padonia, which is our foremost world in defense of the capital systems. We're going to ignore it though, and we're going to push for a full attack. You know what? We're going to be supported by Novalith artillery. Yes, a creeping barrage will allow our forces to push forwards again and again and again. We flipped over Cancello here, and as soon as we've done that, I started putting down some defenses for us. This should mean we'll find the next systems easier to take. I should also grab, actually, some broadcast centers, that sort of thing. Push our culture further forwards as well. Oh, our fleet has arrived in the next system. They have a phase jump inhibitor. They've trapped us. They have a star base. Luckily, they don't have massive amounts of defenses, though. We're going to just attack, I suppose. The fights are getting longer. The fights are getting bloody. We're having to reinforce directly to the front lines as we're taking chip damage on all of our ships. They're bringing in units, but we retain the military advantage. Yes, their economy is bigger than ours. Yes, their research is better than ours. But we have more ships, and they're all in one place, allowing us to bring the full power of our military to bear against this nightmare of an AI. Annoyingly, they have actually managed to get a shield generator up on the starbase, giving the planet a shield. That's fine, though, because we can still hit them with our Novalith Cannons, and we can take down the starbase too. The shield is not invulnerable. It has 10,000 health, which is a lot, but we can still breach it. We've arrived at an asteroid just a single jump away from the enemy capital. The enemy are retreating. We're pushing them back piece by piece. They've got star bases with shield generators, though, which is kind of delaying our Novalith cannon strategy. It's more of an assisting artillery at this point rather than an overwhelming weapon. The missile barrage from the Marza is truly a sight to behold. How many missiles do you need? And the answer is yes. They've deployed the garrison from their homeworld. This actually is kind of good. This means we can take out the garrison now before moving on to that capital. Oh boy, we've just increased the range of that Novalith. And they finished another Titan. Well, I think we now have 3 Novalith cannons. 1 at the capital, 2 at the front. We're building 2 more for a total of 4 here at the front, which might almost be enough to wipe out the enemy planet. The warhead from the capital is set to auto-target any enemy colony within range, and that range is now 40 astronomical units. Truly a great distance. From our capital, we can actually hit almost anything on the map. We're just out of range, ever so slightly, of their capital, which is a darn shame, but, you know, it is what it is. They've bypassed our main fleet with their Titan, but their Titan is now trapped here at Aegina. We'll start with a short salvo on the capital. Oh, there goes the 2 shells, knocking the shield out, but they still have full health. 13,000 health on the planet. Okay, we'll have reloaded in about 2 more minutes on those Novaliths, and we'll have probably brought 2 more to bear, which may actually be enough at that point for a game over a kill shot from our Novalith artillery. They've got a massive amount of supply here. 1,225. Okay, I kind of want to take it on, but they also have not just a massive amount of ships, but also very stacked defenses. Lots and lots of turrets, repair platforms, even a fully operational starbase. Meanwhile, we are enjoying a Titan versus starbase fight in Aegina. We have more defense platforms, we have more firepower. I believe the Titan should lose this one, but they do have shield bursts that are going to fire off every now and then. Oh goodness, that's going to be quite difficult to chew through, isn't it? Here we go. 4 artillery Novalith warheads flying straight at that enemy capital. We have a host of cannons ready and raring now. This, I believe, is the end. That should have knocked out the shields. And now we've got 2 more warheads coming in that hopefully reduce this down to around 3,000 health. So on our second round of attacks, the second barrage will actually eliminate it. Yes, and I've just jumped in with a scout. We're down to 8,000. Oh, the shield got repaired. Oh, that's a shame. We'll have to make sure on the next round of targeting we fire everything at the same time. Here we go. 4 simultaneous shells. This might be it. Let's see. We're hitting. I think that was hitting shields. I'm gonna move a carrier in so we can just see if we can take a look. It's another hit. 1 more remaining. Here it comes. This might be it. Oh! Annihilation, ladies and gentlemen. We have annihilated them through the ingenious use of artillery. Tell you what, that's how the Somme should have been won, but needless to say, wiping out all of those civilians does give you a nice, safe, fuzzy feeling at the end. Let's take a look at some of the graphs today. We were neck and neck with the AI with planets. They did jump ahead of us, but then we beat them back down again. On the other hand, when it comes to fleet supply being used for a long time, after the first 40 minutes, which we did somewhat manage to stay reasonably close to them, they just jumped so far ahead of us. Goodness gracious me. And then they got up to their 2,000 cap only an hour in. Wow. It's lucky we had the defenses we did, otherwise there would have been no stopping that kind of an armada. You can see their big crushing military defeats when we trapped their fleets and killed them. And you know what the best bit is? We did all of this, absolutely all of it, much cheaper than our enemy. So if anything, we are the better corporate leaders, and that's an important thing to hold on to. Don't forget, if you want to get 30% off Sins of a Solar Empire 2 and support this channel, you can use the link down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see what happened when I tried to take on Sin's version of the Kobayashi Maru, a no-win scenario, you can do so by clicking the video on screen now.